Good evening, and I welcome you, students. We will be beginning a very important topic, important chapter of the science. Ninth class is matter around us pure. Before we do that, there is going to be meditation for 2 to 3 minutes, and this time we will be doing the meditation Brahmari. Do you know anything about this technique? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
What we do in this, let me tell you for a second. You will sit comfortably on the chair, close your eyes, and you will deep inhaling from your two nostrils, deep inhaling from your two nostrils, and then you will have these. I'm putting and closing my two ears, and like this. And what will I do? Inhale from the nose, and then I will exhale with a sound of the honeybees. Zoo. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Students, close your eyes, sit comfortably, relax every part of your body, relax your forehead, your face, your neck. There should be no stress, no tension or any part of the body. First, you can take 3 times. We will take long and ujjayi breathing, and inhale and exhale normally. Inhale, exhale. Second, inhale, exhale. Inhale as much as possible. Your stomach, your belly will be like inflated like a balloon. And when you exhale, empty your stomach completely. Inhale, exhale. All right. Now take the position for Brahmari. Your eyes are closed. You are relaxed. I'm closing my two ears. And when I will count 1, 2, 3, we will start it. 1, 2, 3, start. Mm. Last round. Inhale. Come back, rub your two hands. The healing energy, heat energy is produced. Gentle massage of your eyes, your face, your neck, your head. Gentle massage. Express your gratitude and regards and pay your gratitude to the God and the universe for the beautiful life which we have. We thank you, God. We thank you, universe, for the life we have, for the breath we have, for the oxygen you have given to us, for all the things we have. We thank you so much. Gently open your eyes, smiles. Back, you are back.
Yes, sir.
I hope you have experienced relaxation, students. What we are trying is some experiments on life to relieve stress, relieve negative energies and all the negative distractions and thoughts out of mind. We will focus on the lesson now and we are ready to begin. All right. Okay, students. I'm getting ready for you. And let me see. We'll try to do our best and learn as much as possible. Everything is science. Our life is all science. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, welcome back. The chapter is matter around us pure. I say that whenever we write a word, we should know what is the meaning of it. He says matter. Can you tell me what do you understand by matter, students? What is matter?
Matter is something that occupies space and has some mass.
Okay, everything around which I can see with my eyes is a matter, because everything, whatever I see as a mass, is occupying a volume. All the books around me, the laptop I am using, the pen I am using, the water I am drinking, the food I am eating, the air I am inhaling, the clouds I see, everything is a matter. And in my everyday life, in my kitchen is full of matter. Is it right? Is your kitchen full of matter?
Yes, sir.
What you see in the kitchen? Okay, if I ask you question, what you are seeing in your kitchen, students? What do you see? You see oils,
Utensils,
you see sugar, you are seeing sugar, the substances which you are taking, you see water, then you have some juices, then you have so many substances which are there in your kitchen. Now the question is, these are all matter. Or if you have milk, you have butter, you have jams, so many things which you are using. You have whatever whatever atta you are eating, flour. When I say it's matter around us pure, the question is, what do you mean by pure? What is a pure substance? What do you mean by a pure substance? There around me are large number of substances. You are saying utensils are also there. You are saying glass is there in which you are drinking your water. This you see is a glass, and in the side this is a water. These are all matter. And are the question is, what do you mean by a pure substance? If I say milk, you say what type of milk you are using? You are saying double fat milk, tone milk, I mean cow milk, whatever milk you are buying, buffalo milk. Okay? If you see the pouch of the milk, what is written outside the milk? Have you ever seen the pouch of a milk? What is written on that? Do you see one thing in the milk, or you see so many things in the milk? Tell me, students.
so many things.
Many things. Okay. Now pay attention, student. All life is based on, our science is all attention. I mean, if you start paying attention, if you start making observation, then we become scientists, because we know, we try to see everything and pay attention, focus. All right. I am taking milk. Oh, it's very pure milk for me. And children say, oh, it's pure. But when I see the composition of the milk, what it says, what are the composition which is written outside the pouch of the milk, you will see what is written, what is inside it. There is a milk also has sugar, milk also has fats. So milk is not a pure substance, you are saying. It is not a simple one compound or one element which makes the milk. And then if you take water, you are saying is H2O. Tell me, is it pure or it has something? If I have a glass, student, here, and if I say I put water here, is there anything else in the water?
Yes, sir.
What else is there in the water? I am saying I am putting only water. I am not putting anything. Then what else is there? If I say this is pure water, this is only H2O. There's nothing in this. This is a compound.
There is nothing inside it. Then what do you think? It is a pure substance or not a pure substance? Is it a pure substance or not a pure substance, students?
Not a pure substance.
Huh? What? What you are saying? This,
Sir,
what? Tell me.
it's not a pure substance.
Not a pure substance. Why? Did I put anything in the water? Did I put any other substance in the water? Is there any other component in the water? It is only a compound. I have not anything else except water. Then it should be pure. It should be pure. There is nothing inside it. If I say iron piece, supposing this is a rod, I say iron. Tell me, is it pure or it is having something more than that? What is present inside this? Is this substance pure or you think there is something in it?
Sir,
You have to think and pay attention, students. This is only containing iron atom, Fe atoms, Fe atom, iron atoms. There are only iron atoms present in this. So this is made up of a single element at iron. If I take a juice, this is a supposing juice, orange juice. Now what you find in orange juice, is it pure? Whatever you are bringing at home, is the orange juice pure or it has many things?
it has
Many things. There will say sugar, vitamin C, so many things could be seen if you try to see the picture of that. Now what is written outside the bottle of the juice which you are bringing? So these are not pure substances. It is not pure. So I hope you are getting some idea that the chapter is matter around us pure. In fact, most of the things in your kitchen, you will find they are not pure. They are not pure. And they contain more than one substance or more than one element mixed together, more than one compound mixed together. So such substances are not pure. They come in the category of mixtures. That they not one substance. Okay. That was our idea. Let us see what we are trying to say, student. A pure substance, what do you mean by a pure substance? Is a substance which has only one type of atoms or molecules, thereby having constant composition and structure. So complete answer: substances which are made up of only one kind of atoms or molecules and have definite composition throughout and have fixed structure are called pure substances. That's what we are saying, pure substances. The substances that are free from any kind of mixture and contain only one kind of particle are pure substances. For example, I said iron, aluminium, silver, gold. If I say this is a bar of gold, this is a gold bar. Does it contain any other element or any substance? Tell
no,
me.
sir.
But when you make jewelry out of the gold, then you don't use pure gold. You have seen 22 karat, 18 karat. What it means? As they are mixing copper or some other element in it. That is an alloy. Because you can't make the jewelry otherwise. Because it is very malleable and ductile substance. Then that is not a pure substance. So we are saying gold, copper, and if I say oxygen, O2, does it contain anything else? Oxygen gas,
No,
what?
sir.
This is a pure. When I say diamond, is diamond a pure substance?
Yes, sir.
Why? It is made up of only carbon atoms. There are only carbon atoms which make up the diamond. Nothing else is there. So it is pure. Then when I say water, water is simply H2O. When I say salt, NaCl, this is my salt. It has nothing. It is pure. In your home, they say baking soda. What is baking? It's a pure compound. So these are some of the examples of the pure substances. Okay, note down, students. Note down what we are talking. Note down. Therefore, what we are saying, a pure substance consists of only one element or one compound. There will be only one element or one compound. That will be pure substance. A mixture consists of two or more different substances not chemically joined together. What we are trying to say, that you have pure substances and we have mixtures. If I take iron and I mix it with sulfur, but they are not chemically combined. They're not chemically combined. If chemical combination will take place, some compound will be formed. If I take sugar and add salt in it, it becomes a mixture. Then all the juices which you are drinking and your drinks, whatever aerated drinks you are taking, aerated drinks, they are not pure substances. They contain mixtures. One or two more substances are mixed together. So, but there is no, they are not chemically combined. They are not chemically combined. It's important. When chemical combined means then new compound will be formed. So pure substances will be either element. What element? Only one element or pure element or one compound. One compound. When I say water, water is H2O. It is a pure compound. When I say salt, you are saying it is NaCl. It is only one compound. One compound. You say NaHCO3. This is a compound. This is a compound. One compound. All this you are saying baking soda, which you are using. If I say element, okay, you are saying this is copper. This is gold. This is a copper wire. Copper wire. This is a gold bar. If I say silver, Ag, silver. These are all, only one element is present. These are pure substances. And most of the other things which you look around, they are not pure substances. They are two or more pure components mixed. For example, seawater. Tell me, what is seawater? What seawater is pure water or it has many things in it?
It has many things.
Many things. There are so many salts which are present in the seawater. So what happens to the seawater? We say that it is not a pure substance. These are mixtures. Soil, what is inside the soil where you are growing the plants? There are so many things present in the soil. You know, soil has so many salts present in it. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and so many salts are present. Fertilizers you are adding. Soil has so many things. These are not pure substances. And what are these? We say mixtures. When you take a mineral, it is not a pure substance. It contains many things. So all these things, whatever you see at home, label salt, it's saying a free flow iodized salt. So there is already so many things here. Pure ghee, it has many things. See on the box, you will see written. And when you say pure milk, again you will see fats, carbohydrates, proteins. So all these things are present in the milk. They are not one element or one compound, but they are mixtures of more than one element or one compound. Is it clear now, the difference between pure substances and mixtures?
Yes, sir.
You have got so many examples. Soft drink and soil, what are in which category they are falling, students?
Sir, mixture.
Mixture, okay. So students, what is a mixture? Mixture is a substance. Mixture is a substance made by combining two or more different materials in such a way that no chemical reaction occurs. This is an important point. There is a difference between mixture and a compound. And a compound. For example, water H2O, when I write, is a compound. Water is a compound. Here, if I write hydrogen plus oxygen gas, they can produce H2O. But when I mix hydrogen and oxygen, it is a mixture. It is not a compound. Because there are two different See, elements which are there, hydrogen gas and oxygen, they are two different, but they are not combined chemically. They are not combined chemically. Important point. No chemical reaction. Note down each and every word, pay attention. This is important point. Mixture can usually be separated back into its original components. And for example, mixture of salad, salt and water and mixed bag of M&M candies. If you mix different candies together, you can separate them. You have a salt water. You have salt plus water. It is a mixture, yes or no? Tell
Yes,
me.
sir.
Salt will not be visible when it dissolves in water, but it is possible to separate them by some simple means. How you separate them? We will see that. How to separate salt and water in this chapter, we will see that. Evaporation, if I will evaporate the water, salt will remain behind. Therefore, some of the examples of mixtures are written here, students. Smoke. What is smoke? You have seen black smoke when you
Yes, sir.
burn something. What it is? It is a pure substance or it is a mixture, students? Is it a pure substance or a mixture? Smoke?
Sir, mixture.
Mixture. It contains gases, not one, and also carbon particles and some other particles are present. This smoke, fog, dirt, mud, sand, water and gravel, cement. When you make cement, you mix so many things. Water, you mix salt in water, salt or seawater, potassium nitrate, sulfur and carbon, gunpowder. What is a gunpowder? Is a mixture of gunpowder. Is a mixture of what is gunpowder? You know, it is used in the guns. Explosive material. It is explosive material. How you prepare it? You will mix potassium nitrate plus sulfur plus and carbon. Three things. It will become gunpowder. Then what is it? Pure substance or mixture?
Mixture.
Mixture. Oxygen and water. You know, there is a dissolved oxygen in water. Is it right? Is oxygen dissolved in water? Tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
How do you know that in sea oxygen is dissolved? Can you tell me how do you know oxygen gas is dissolved in sea water?
Because, sir, aquatic animals can breathe.
Aquatic animals survive in the sea and they need oxygen, but they need less oxygen than what we need. Therefore, there is a dissolved oxygen in the sea. All right. Petroleum, hydrocarbon, petrol. When you use petrol in your car, what do you think? It is a pure substance. Only one thing is there, or it's a mixture?
Mixture.
Mixture of many. There are many things present in the petrol. It is a mixture of hydrocarbons. It is a mixture of hydrocarbon. Petrol is a mixture of. Note down everything, students. They are important. Try to understand everything. Is a mixture of hydrocarbons, minerals, organic materials, air, water, living organisms, soil, chlorine, caustic soda, and water. They, when they mix together, they become a bleach. Bleaching powder, bleach. They bleach. Plasma, white blood, RBC, and platelets. The blood. What is blood? What is bleach? They are all mixtures. Your blood, is it a pure substance or blood is a mixture?
Mixture.
Blood, mixture of plasma, WBC, RBC, blood. So many things are there. Have you ever got a blood test in your life? Have you ever got a blood test? You know,
Yes, sir.
when it comes, how many things are written there? Probably, if you start reading, oh, it has so many things. If anybody gets a complete blood test, he will see that how many things are written there. Students, RBC, WBC, and so much report is coming. Got the point? So now the definition is very clear. What is the difference between a pure substance and mixture? Give me an answer fast, 30 seconds.
Sir, pure substances have only one
Element or one pure compound?
Yes, sir.
And mixtures will mean more than one substance mixed without a chemical reaction. Got it? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, students. Some of the properties of the mixtures coming now. What are some of the properties? If I say, okay, it's a mixture of, you said you have dissolved salt in water, you have dissolved sugar in water, you have oil in water, you have two liquids mixed together. So what can happen? First, they can be separated into its constituent by physical processes. Physical process. What are the physical processes which we can use to separate? Because this chapter is based on separation of mixtures. Will be studied in this chapter. They are very important. If you have a mixture, it should be possible to separate them. Just I said, salt in water, sugar in water can be separated. If I mix oil in water, can it be separated? Yes, it can be separated. So by physical processes, what physical processes we are using for separation, students? Physical processes. If I use chemical processes, then chemical reaction will take place. You can use filtration. If you have sand and water, you can filter it. Mud and water, chalk powder and water can be filtered. We will explain to you what are these. Evaporation, okay, we will explain all this. Sublimation also we will explain. And distillation, what is distillation, students? We will explain all these things. All the methods will be explained in this topic, how to separate the mixtures by these processes. So that means mixtures can be separated. Why do we want to separate the mixtures? Because we want pure substances. When you want pure substances, what you find, which is a mixture, you have to separate it. Okay, we'll do that. Mixture shows the property of all constituents present in it. If I have a mixture, then it will show the property because it is not chemically combined. If it chemical reaction takes place, then new substances will be formed. You know about it. Second property, number one, number two. Third, formation of mixture is a physical change. When I mix, there is no heat energy or light energy which is liberated. If I take iron and you put sulfur in it, you put sand in it, do you see any reaction taking place? Tell me. Any heat is coming out? Or
Yes.
any change is taking place? No. No chemical change is taking place. So there is a physical change. So energy is usually not changing when you mix the two. When you mix the two, you see, if you have iron and sand, you can easily separate them by magnet. But when you put iron in sand, there is no change in or heat. Any heat is not coming out or going out. So we understand one property, two property, three, four. The constituents are present in any proportion by mass. You can put 5 gram of iron in 10 gram of sand. That will be a mixture. Or you put 20 gram of iron in 30 gram of sand. Any composition is fixed by mass? Tell me. Proportion is fixed by mass? No. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There does not have definite melting and boiling point, student. Next, supposing I want to find the melting point, it is a mixture. Iron is having different melting points, sand is having different melting points. So what will happen? There's no definite melting and boiling points. What is the melting point? Tell me, what do you mean by melting point, students?
The temperature at which a solid starts converting into a liquid state at atmospheric pressure.
Okay, so there is no fixed value of melting or boiling point. They can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. We will explain what do you mean by homogeneous. Homogeneous means where they are uniformly mixed. Uniformly mixed. And heterogeneous means they are not uniformly mixed. Okay? So all these are the properties of mixture. Note down everything, students. Note down. Every word is important. Note down. We will give you everything in great detail, so that you don't have anything left and everything is science. Understand, pay attention clearly. No problem. Now we have been telling again and again that mixtures are formed, but no chemical reaction takes place. Did I say that? Mixtures are formed. ठीक है? But no chemical reaction. Because if a chemical reaction will take place, what will happen? New substances will be formed. If a chemical reaction takes place, students, what is the result of that? New substances are formed. Correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying take iron and sulfur. It is a mixture. Now I say iron plus sulfur, heat strongly. You heat it, then what happens? A new compound is formed. Iron sulfide. This is not a mixture, it is a compound. It is a compound. It has different properties than iron and sulfur. See the point? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So they will ask you what is the difference between mixtures and compounds. Are the compounds mixtures? Tell me.
No, sir.
Okay. So the question was given to the students. What is the difference between compound and mixture? Okay. Very important, students. Let us see. First thing, mixture can be separated into its constituent by physical process. Tell me, is it right or wrong? What did we explain?
Yes, sir. It's right.
What physical methods we are using for separation?
Filtration, evaporation, sublimation,
And all
and
that thing.
distillation.
Compound cannot be separated into constituent by physical processes. Can you separate water into hydrogen and oxygen?
No, sir.
This has hydrogen and oxygen by physical method? No. By physical, that is correct. You got it? H2O, I cannot separate by any filtration or distillation or any sublimation. Okay. Mixture shows the properties of its constituents. For example, iron and sulfur will show the property of iron and sulfur. Bring a magnet, iron will be attracted. Compound does not show the properties of its constituents. Now, once iron sulfide is formed, you bring the magnet, it will not be attracted. Does it show the properties of iron now?
No, sir.
No, sir. Okay. That is also right. Note down everything. Each and every word be understood very clearly. Energy is usually neither given out nor absorbed. Okay. When I mix this, any heat is change is taking place? No. But when I make this, I have to supply a lot of heat. What I have to do? I have to heat it. Then only this is formed. So energy is usually given out or absorbed during the separation. Note it down. They will ask you question, what are the differences between compounds and mixtures? So how many points are there? Composition of mixture is variable. They can be present in any proportion by mass. As I said, you can mix any grams of iron with any grams of sulfur. The composition compound is fixed by mass. You see, if I say H2O, this composition is fixed. 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen, or 2. If I take 2 grams, then this is 16 grams of oxygen. That is fixed by mass because the mass of atom is fixed. So hydrogen has a mass, oxygen has a mass, and composition is fixed. That means the mass is fixed proportion in a compound. Write down. What is the next? Mixture does not have fixed melting point and boiling point. We have already explained. Compound will have fixed melting and boiling point. You know, if I consider water, what is the boiling point of water?
100 degrees Celsius.
At 1 atmospheric pressure. But if I have a mixture of water and alcohol, what will happen? Then what will happen? It will not have a fixed melting boiling point. When you make a mixture, the boiling point is not fixed because there is not one compound or one pure substance. It is a mixture. All right. Note down all these points, students. After you note down, I will proceed further, students.
Sir, written.
All right. Now, what type of mixtures are possible, students? We are saying there are two types of mixtures, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous. What is the meaning of homogeneous? Homo means what? Same. The composition is same throughout. That becomes homogeneous. If I put salt in water, you have a water, student, here. You put some salt. Okay, supposing I put 5 grams of salt in it and mix it. What type of mixture is this? Is a mixture? What will happen? Will the, if I take sip first and sip the second part of it, will the taste be different or same?
Sir, it will be different.
Different taste.
No, sir, it will be same.
If I divide this, supposing this is 20 milliliter, I divide in two parts, 10 milliliter and 10 milliliter. What will happen? Is the composition changed here or remains the same in this case?
It remains the same.
Same. So there is a uniform distribution of salt in water. What type of mixture is this we are talking? Homo. Homo means same. So this is the example of homogeneous mixture. Now heterogeneous mixture, for example, this is a plate, student. You have here, you have mixed 3 or 4 things here. You put some salt and sugar. Okay? And mix the two. Now you take 5 gram of this and another 5 gram of this and another 5 gram. You think they will have the same amount of salt and same amount of sugar as it was present in this plate?
No, sir.
Because there is no homogeneous mixing. Even you can see the sugar and salt separate layers. You can see the sugar crystals and salt separately. So here, this is example of heterogeneous mixtures, or whatever namkeen mixtures you are buying. Those namkeen mixtures you are eating, the salads you make at home, mix so many things, then what is it? Is it a uniform mixing? The answer is no. So there will be two types of mixtures. Clear? Homogeneous
Yes,
and
sir.
heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous.
All right. Let us see an activity. What activity we are doing? Let us divide the class in group A, B, C, and D. Group A takes a beaker containing group A. We have group A, student. It takes a beaker. This is my beaker, student. Okay? A takes a beaker containing 50 milliliter of water. How much water? 50 milliliter of water. Okay? Add 1 spatula full of copper sulfate powder. What you are adding? Copper sulfate. Okay? In this. How much? 1 spatula. Spatula is like a spoon. Dekho, this is a spoon, supposing. Okay? You are adding 1 spatula of copper sulfate. Group B. Group B. Now what we will do in group B, students? You are taking a beaker. Takes how much? 50 milliliter of water. Water, same amount. And 2 spatula full of copper sulfate. Copper sulfate, 2 spatula. ठीक है. Group C and D take different amounts of copper sulfate and potassium manganate. Group C. What is now group C coming, students? Group C आ गया. What is doing? Group C take different amounts of copper sulfate and potassium permanganate. Now there is no need of this. You have something like this. What you have in this? Copper sulfate and potassium permanganate. Copper sulfate is solid. Solid. And what else is there? Potassium permanganate. Different amounts. Take different amounts of copper sulfate and potassium manganate or common salt and mix the given component to form a mixture. ठीक है? Supposing this was 5 gram and this was 6 gram. And group D, what is group D? What is a group D, students? Again, they are taking copper sulfate and potassium, but different amounts. Copper sulfate 10 gram and potassium permanganate different amount. Different means how much? You can take 20 gram. Okay, chalo. ठीक है? And mix the component to form mixture. They are mixtures. All these are mixtures. Okay, tell me. Report the observation on uniformity in color and texture. What do you have to report? Now you will tell me. You will tell me, student, what has happened. What it says, report the observation in color and texture. Group A and B have obtained a mixture. Tell me what type of mixture will be group A. What type of mixture is group A? Tell me. Students, what type of mixture is group A? Copper sulfate will dissolve in water. You will get a blue color solution. What you get is a blue color solution. Tell me what type of mixture is this? Will the composition be uniform or non-uniform? Tell me fast.
Uniform.
Uniform. This has uniform composition. Then what type of mixture is this? Homogeneous or heterogeneous?
Homogeneous.
Composition is uniform throughout. You are saying throughout. Throughout the solution. So what type of solution is formed, student? Homogeneous solution. All right. What will happen here? You have 2 spatula of copper sulfate. What will be the result of that? This is A group. Now I'm talking of B group. What will happen? What type of solution will be this? Will the
Homogeneous.
composition will be same? What is the difference between A and B? This is also uniform composition and homogeneous. What is the difference then between A and B? What will happen? What difference you will observe? Tell me, students.
Color will be more in group.
This will be more intense color. because amount of copper sulfate is more, there will be a blue color, this will be more intense. Okay, as compared to this. Okay, in the group C, what has happened? This what type of mixture is this? Copper sulfate and potassium permanganate.
Heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous, because these are two solid substances, you have mixed them. Okay, so what will you get, student? The, what happens here? Therefore, we can, this will be heterogeneous solution. Heterogeneous, and similarly, this will also be heterogeneous mixture. Let me why not it on? Instead of solution, I am writing mixture right now. Okay, these are mixtures. Okay. Okay. Let me write mixture. I'm using mixtures. Okay. So these are homogeneous mixtures. This is also heterogeneous mixtures. These are heterogeneous mixtures. So what we conclude, students, that we have two types of solutions here. One are homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay. So both the groups are homogeneous, but intensity of the color is different. The only thing is that difference in the intensity of the color. So homogeneous mixtures, intensity means what? It intensity means that their composition is different. Composition of solution A and B are different. This has more copper sulfate and this has less copper sulfate. So a homogeneous mixture can have a variable composition. We can conclude that. And heterogeneous mixture also, you can see, you can have variable composition. You can mix in any amount. You can mix in any amount, then it becomes a variable composition. So mixtures can have, what we say, mixtures can have variable composition. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Mixtures can have variable. Note down every point, note down. This is important. We must understand each and everything. When we clearly understand, then there will be no difficulty for higher classes students, because these are the foundation classes for science. If we don't understand and we start studying more, then it will become difficult for us. So we must pay attention and understand each and every word. Group C and D have obtained mixture which contain physically distinct parts and have non-uniform composition. Okay? What happened in group C and D? That there are, can see physically distinct parts. What you can see? Physically distinct parts can be seen. Physically distinct parts, and they have non-uniform composition. And such mixtures are called heterogeneous mixtures. For example, you take salt, you add sugar. Okay? Salt, sugar, you add some oil, you add some water. What is happening now? You are mixing so many things. Salt and sugar, or you can take, or I can say, take this, you can take iron, Fe plus sulfur. All these are what we are doing. We are mixing one into another. If more than one, you can take sulfur, you can put sand also. These are all examples of heterogeneous mixtures. So there are two types of mixtures which we are talking about: homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous solutions mixtures are there and heterogeneous mixtures are there, student. Note down the types of mixtures. Can you give me some examples of homogeneous mixtures? Can you give me some examples of homogeneous mixture?
Salt in water.
Give me example of some heterogeneous mixtures.
Iron in salt.
That is-
Iron in sand.
Iron in sand. The question which was asked in the paper. Give 3 differences. Important question. Between the important questions which we are discussing. Give 3 differences between homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. Okay, you have 1 minute to answer the question. What are the 3 differences between homogeneous and heterogeneous solutions, mixtures?
Sir, in homogeneous
Yes.
mixtures,
Uh,
the substances are not uniformly mixed,
okay,
and in heterogeneous they are not uniformly mixed.
okay. Next.
And in homogeneous solution mixture, they have same constituents.
Some doubt is there. Anyway, these are the questions as a homework. We will meet you in the next class and you prepare for that. And we have given you a complete table. That's why I said note down everything. There are so many points we have given you. And this is the first lecture and first part of it. In the next lecture, we will go further and tell you what are colloids and suspensions and other type of possible solutions. And then we will see you in the next class. Okay, stay alert, stay focused, and keep learning and solving questions which we are giving, and you will be able to understand each and every word. All right, then I will meet you in the next class. Okay.
Thank you.